when that April with his showers sweet the drought of March hath pierced to the root, and bathed every vein in such liquor from which virtue engendered is the flower. When Zephyrus eke with his sweeter breath inspired hath in every holt and heath the tender croppers, and the young sun hath in the ram his half course run, and smaller fowlers maken melody that sleepen all the night with open eye. So pricketh them nature in their courages. Then longen folk to go on pilgrimages, and palmers for to seeken stranger strands, to distant shrines known in sundry lands. And especially from every shire's end of England to Canterbury they wend, the holy blissful martyr for to seek, that them hath helpen when that they were weak. "600 years have passed. What would they see, Dan Chaucer and his goodly company today? The hills and valleys are the same, gone are the forests since the enclosures came. Hedgerows have sprung, the land is under plough, and orchards bloom with blossom on the bough. Sussex and Kent are like a garden fair, but sheep still graze upon the ridges there. The pilgrim's way still winds above the weald, through wood and brake and many a fertile field. But though so little's changed since Chaucer's day, another kind of pilgrim walks the way. Alas, when on our pilgrimage we wend, we modern pilgrims see no journey's end. Gone are the ring of hooves, the creak of wheel, down in the valley runs our road of steel. No genial host at sinking of the sun welcomes us in. Our journey's just begun.
Canterbury? Hey, that's my station. Sorry, folks. Thanks, Bob. I'll sit the next dance out.
Ah, you'll break someone's neck one of these days. Yourn too, I shouldn't wonder. Don't you know there's a bylaw against getting out of a moving train, penalty 40 shillings?
Why don't you light up the names of your stations? How do you expect folks to read the signs?
I don't, nor don't the company. I'm here to call out the name of the station.
Why wait till the train gets going?
Now, look here. In the first place, I called out the name of the station loud, precise, and clear, while the train was stationary. You had ample time to alight, ample.
I heard you with my own ears calling out Canterbury after the train started to move.
He called out, "Canterbury, next stop."
See?
But I'm going to Canterbury, darn it.
The train's going to Canterbury.
And you're stopping here at Chillingbourne.
Well, son of a gun. What time is the next...
8:57.
8:57?
a.m. Here, what do those stripes mean?
Sergeant?
Well, they're the wrong way up. He's a sergeant, see?
Cut the quiz questions, Pop. What kind of a place is this with no train all night?
This is the kind of place where people sleep at night. Are you all right, Sergeant?
Yeah, I'm for Chillingbourne Camp.
Okay, ticket, please.
All right, here.
You can keep your own.
Miss,
Yeah?
these two gentlemen will accompany you to Town Hall.
Why do you think I need an escort?
No young lady must go alone at night. Mr. Culpepper's orders. This way, please.
Who is Mr. Culpepper?
Local magistrate, justice of the peace.
Say, Pop, is there a hotel in this place?
Now tell you down at Town Hall.
Town Hall?
Hey!
I said, don't tell me this whistle stop is a town.
Chillingbourne was constituted a municipal borough in the year 1085, 407 years before Columbus discovered America.
I didn't mean to hurt your civic pride, Pop.
Granted, sonny boy. And my name's Thomas Duckett, station master, acting.
Mine's Bob Johnson, sergeant, also acting.
Peter Gibbs, sergeant, underpaid.
Nice to know you both. Now, where's this hotel? I'll give your town hall a miss.
You can't do that. All visitors arriving must report to Town Hall. Mr. Culpepper's orders.
That guy again?
How do I get to the camp?
Last pass, you'll just catch it if you hurry.
Where?
Marketplace by Town Hall.
How do we get there?
Charing Street and follow your nose.
Where's Charing Street?
Through that gate.
Right, let's go.
Here, wait a minute. Have you all got torches?
Not me.
I have.
I'll show you a real flashlight.
Put that light out.
What's wrong with it?
Everything.
Does the job, doesn't it?
Well, it'll do your job if the police catch you flashing it on. You won't catch no 8:57.
A.M.
Okay.
Shall we go? If you're going to catch your bus.
Yes, that's right.
See you in the morning, Pop.
You'll be clever if you do. I don't come on till 12
P.M.
a.m. And keep an eye on young lady.
Check.
Why do railway companies always have cases like this?
I'll go ahead and shine my torch for you two.
Don't blind us.
What are you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
What's that?
What's what?
Oh, my goodness, it's my hair.
Hair?
Somebody came out of nowhere and poured something on it. Hi, where are you?
What's wrong with your hair?
It's some sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff?
Why, your hair's full
So
of it.
this is England. Never a dull moment.
Listen. Somebody up the street. Quick, Bob, searchlight. There he goes.
Hey, soldier!
Can you run, miss?
Watch me.
Out!
Hey, Bob! There he goes, on that building.
Come on.
This way, we head him off. Come on, Bob. You take the river.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, it's me, darn it. Any luck?
Not a sausage. Now, you wait here.
What, alone? No fear.
Think we missed him?
We couldn't have.
It's a cinch he didn't double back. Shh. He's inside. Nowhere else he could be.
Let's find the door. Here it is.
Is that a bus?
Sounds like it.
What's going on out there?
Is this the town hall?
It is.
Then that's my bus. You can handle this, Bob.
Sure.
Well, good hunting. Let me know what happens. Good evening. Where's my bag?
In the road there.
Peter Gibbs is my name. First lieutenant in the loach.
Here.
A man is in this building, a soldier. He must have got in through one of the windows.
Just a minute, miss. And who might you be?
My name's Alison Smith.
She's going to work here.
Yes, I'm going to work on Mr.
May
Culpepper.
I see your identity card?
Identity card, nothing. What kind of a cop are you?
Is anything the matter, miss?
Matter?
Somebody's poured some sticky stuff on my hair.
Sergeant, the glue man's out again.
While you're looking this up in the Domesday book, he's making a getaway.
And what about my hair?
Just a minute, if you please. One thing at a time. Are you the incident, miss?
Yes, look, my hair's full of it.
Oh, it's the glue man, all right.
Glue man?
Have a look, dearie.
Oh, we'll soon see to that, all right.
What is this, an old Chillingbourne custom?
He's in the town hall, Sergeant.
Who is? Your glue man. We chased him down the street, and he's in this building. Yeah, Sergeant Johnson. Say, can't I come too? This guy may be dangerous. Have you got a gun?
This is Chillingbourne, Sergeant Johnson, not Chicago.
Better use your
Say,
tools,
what kind
Sergeant.
of a crack is that? I come from Oregon.
Getting tired of this old glue man spoiling our games.
You shouldn't be. Saves you money the way you play. I wonder when they're going to give us our electric light. Right. There's a light in the card room. There's someone in there. Ready? Yes. Come on. Let's take him by surprise.
Anything wrong, Bassett?
Sorry, Mr. Culpepper. We didn't know you were still up here.
I see. All right. Can you make me a cup of tea? I'm sure you've got a kettle on downstairs. Here's my cup.
Yes, sir. Sir, the glue man's out again.
How do you know?
An American soldier and a girl chased him here, sir.
What girl? What American?
Well, the girl who was the incident, sir. Isn't that right?
Yes, Sergeant. She's come to work for you, sir. On your farm. She's a land girl.
There must be some mistake. You say they chased the glue man here?
Yes, sir. They insist he's somewhere inside this building.
Well, what you standing talking for, Bassett? Get on and search it.
Yes, sir.
Gee, what a job.
Is it coming out?
Beg pardon, ma'am?
Any better?
Well, I've got considerable on me, so there must be less on you. But there's still plenty on you.
Here you are, miss.
What on earth am I to do?
Soap's no good. Hot water's the only thing.
Miss Granger's boiling a kettle.
You seem to be an expert.
She's the 11th incident.
What about this glue-throwing character? Captain, you don't mean to say you let him get away from you?
He got away. If ever he were inside.
Now we shan't be long, dearie.
Nice work.
Put another kettle on, Miss Granger, and make some tea. Mr. Culpepper's fire watching. Oi, here's his cup.
Who's Mr. Culpepper?
Magistrate wants to see you.
Oh, he does. Okay, ma'am. Let's give it another whirl with the hot water. I guess Mr. Culpepper can wait a while.
Here, we know how to handle this.
Still a bit sicky, sir. Glad to meet you.
Welcome to Chillingbourne. You're the first American soldier we've seen. Bad luck missing your train, Sergeant
Johnson, sir.
Johnson.
Say, what's that?
That's the old ducking stool. Very sensibly used for silencing talkative women.
Hi. Are you there, Mr. Culpepper?
Excuse me. That you, Brooks?
You're showing your light, sir.
Sorry, Brooks. Very careless of me. We take our blackouts serious, ladies, Kent. Is your first time in England?
Yes, sir.
Do you like it?
Sure, but I haven't seen much else but Salisbury.
You've seen something if you've seen Salisbury. It's a fine town.
Yeah, it's got some swell movies.
Really? You're a great movie girl, Sergeant Johnson.
You bet. It's a great thing to sit back in an armchair and watch the world go by in front of you.
The drawback is, Sergeant Johnson, that people may get used to looking at the world from a sitting position.
I don't quite get you.
Then when they really do pass through it, they don't see anything. Shall we be going to a movie in Canterbury?
Is there anything good on?
This voucher will get you a room in the Hand of Glory. That's the inn. One of the men will take you over. There's nothing to pay.
Thanks, that's swell of you, but I can pay.
No, you're our guest for tonight.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
That's all right. Pity.
Pity?
Pity when you get home and people ask you what you've seen in England. You say, well, I saw a movie in Salisbury, and I made a pilgrimage to Canterbury and saw another one.
You've got me all wrong. I know that in Canterbury I have to look out for a cathedral.
Do look out for it. Just behind the movie theater. You can't miss it. Oh, take the sergeant over to Mrs. Foster.
Yes, Mr. Culpepper.
And ask the young lady to come in. Good luck, Sergeant.
Good night, sir.
Culpepper. Culpepper.
Up here, miss.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about the incident, Miss
Alison Smith.
Miss Smith.
I've been sent by the War Agricultural Committee.
Is that telephone before they send people?
You wrote they sent me.
I want a farm laborer.
You have to take what you can get these days. You've got me. I can do the work.
I'm sorry, Miss Smith.
You refuse to employ me because I'm a girl?
Miss Smith, there's a camp near this village full of soldiers.
I know.
Oh, you know?
I'm not interested in soldiers.
Perhaps they're interested in you.
Let them. They mean nothing to me.
Aren't you afraid to stay here?
Why should I be afraid?
After what's happened to you.
Didn't you hear it?
What?
Somebody moved. There.
Nonsense.
It isn't nonsense. Somebody's there.
How could there be? I've been here the whole time.
Why don't you want to open it then? Here's some more.
Mrs. Foster won't be long now, miss.
Can I help you?
Well, I've seen some topsy-turvy things in this war, and the last. But to see guests doing real work for me, no, miss.
Do you know Mr. Thomas Culpepper?
Do I know Mr. Culpepper? You a Londoner, miss?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what would you say if I was to ask you, do you know who's the Lord Mayor of London?
But I don't.
You don't?
No,
Well, aren't you ashamed?
not a bit.
I see. That stone interest you, miss? It comes from the old road, what some folks call the Pilgrim's Road.
Yes, from the bend. Up there on the hill.
What do you know about our bend?
I've seen it
When?
3 years ago.
Ah, then it weren't our bend you saw. It weren't uncovered then.
No, but the bend was there all the same. Is it excavated now?
Yeah, the whole bin.
Who gave the money?
Council.
I'm glad they changed their minds.
They didn't. We changed our magistrate.
For Mr. Culpepper?
For Mr. Culpepper. Here. How do you know about our bend?
I spent the whole of my holiday here once.
I don't call you to mind.
We camped outside the village. In a caravan.
There ain't been no caravanners up by our bend for the past 8 years.
That's all you know.
Ah. Except, you ain't a geologist?
No. He was my fiancé.
Girl, you can come up now. Your room's ready.
Coming. Good night.
Good night.
If you're stopping tomorrow night, I shall have the Elizabeth room free. She slept there. Who? Queen Elizabeth. There's an American in it now, but he's going in the morning.
Is his name Johnson?
Are you the girl?
Yes. We washed it, but it's still full of glue.
Revolting.
Extraordinary thing to do, isn't it?
Silly, I call it. You'll have to wash your hair again several times. I'll send you up a kettle.
Thank you.
This is your room.
Who is it?
Me, Alison. Is that you, Bob?
Gee, ma'am. I didn't know you were stopping here, too. Why didn't you tell me last night?
Well, I didn't know myself. I didn't get that job.
Sorry
Bob.
about the job.
Oh, never mind about that. What
Well,
I
let's
wanted
see now. Since you didn't get the job, that means you're going in with me on the 857?
That's just what I wanted to talk to you about. Bob, would you mind very much not catching the 857?
Would I mind? I've got to meet a buddy in London, and I want to get to Canterbury first. I promised Ma.
Well, we can go in on the evening train together. And I've written to Peter Gibbs.
Well, what's he got to do with it?
Dear Sergeant Gibbs, you'll have heard by now that the glue man got away. But he didn't get far.
Hmm? You mean they've got him?
No.
What kind of a quiz is this?
You met Mr. Culpepper, didn't you?
Yes, he got me this room, and a swell room it is. What about him?
There's something about him I don't like. And he's got a Home Guard uniform. Oh, don't laugh, Bob. What I want to do is to snoop around in the village. Peter can do that at the camp. And I want you to help me, Bob.
You need about as much help as a flying fortress.
8 o'clock, sir.
A.M. or P.M.?
Tea, sir.
I take coffee for breakfast.
You can have coffee for breakfast, sir. That's an early morning tea.
Can't I have early morning coffee?
Oh, no, sir.
Oh. What's that?
What, sir?
That window there.
House the other side of the street.
That street seems kind of narrow.
The upper story overhangs. They do say 2 6-foot men can shake hands across the street, sir.
Why would they want to do that?
It's only what they say, sir.
Oh, come, come, come to the church in the wildwood. Come, come, come to the church in the vale. Morning. Blimey, Mary. there.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Standing.
What's your name?
Leslie, what's yours?
Bob.
Are you a soldier?
Sure, can't you see my uniform?
I've never seen a uniform like that. What do those stripes mean?
I seem to have heard this one. I tell you they mean sergeant, and you tell me what?
They're from way up.
Correct. Could you use a quarter?
Quarter what?
A quarter of $1.
That's a shilling.
Catch.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are you an American soldier?
I have that honor.
Mother,
Yes, what?
this is an American soldier.
Don't point, dear. It's rude.
Gee up then, come on. See you later.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Sleep well?
Yes, thanks. Sure is mighty lonesome lying in the middle of that bed.
There are only 3 like it in all England. They say that 2 6-foot men couldn't shake hands across that bed.
Why would they want to do that, ma'am?
Depends on who's in it, young man. You missed the Canterbury train.
Thought I might take a ride in with Miss Allison this evening.
You better think again, because she's stopping. I woke up this morning saying to myself, Susanna Foster, are you mad to let a great strong girl like that go when you need someone yourself on the farm? Was I right?
I guess you ain't often wrong, ma'am.
She's a nice girl.
She having breakfast?
No, she's a wheelwright.
Up north, was you?
Yes,
Northumberland?
yes,
Cheap farming, mostly.
yes.
Ah, they don't know nothing about farming up there. You'll find things a sight different down here.
Yes.
Jim had to cut the tire off. Know what the tire is?
Yes?
Then he had to sole it down. Know what soling down means?
No.
Ah, well, soling down means soling down, see? Jim gouged out the ends of the spokes. Then he had to look at them felly joints. You know what felly joints is?
No?
Ah, you ought to know that. He had to open them felly joints 3/8 of an inch. You better remember that just in case Susanna Foster asks you what was wrong with the wheel.
Thank you. Mr. Horton, what was your job before the war?
Mine? I've been a blacksmith for 37 years. My father was a blacksmith, and his before him.
I was selling things in a department store before the war. I wonder how you would look behind a counter, Mr. Horton.
Horton behind the counter.
American Army, eh?
Bob Johnson's the name.
Sergeant, ain't you? This is Sergeant Bob Johnson of the American Army.
Morning, folks.
Morning.
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 Nice place you've got here.
So you didn't catch the 8:57?
No, ma'am. You look as though you belong around here already.
Do I?
Sure do. I thought I'd stick around today myself. Thought I might have a chat with Mr. Culpepper. I hear he knows a lot about the old Pilgrim's Road.
Ah, so you're interested in that old road, are you? Well, the wheel's finished. What are you standing round for? Put her on the cart.
Yes, sir, I'm crazy about that old road and those old Canterbury pilgrims.
Ah, them was the days for a wheelwright. Mind that strut, boy. Have you got the linchpin, Ned?
Yep. George?
Yes?
Did you hear the news last night, Mr. Horton?
There wasn't nothing on the wireless.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that sort of news. I mean, what happened here last night?
We get all our local news at 6 o'clock, miss.
You got a local newspaper?
No, that's when the pub opens. What happened?
Your glue man was on the warpath last night.
Who was he after this time?
Me.
Oh, you.
I suppose that'll learn you not to run around at night.
On the contrary, I shall go out every night until I catch him.
Aren't likely. Come on, then, get her down.
Can I give you a hand there, ma'am?
Thanks, Bob. I'd rather do it alone. Thanks.
Elm.
Here. And chestnut?
Do you get much sweating in your elm planks?
Oh, average?
At home, we build 2 at a time for steadiness, side by side.
Well, so do us. To tie them longer strips together.
Sown last winter.
Is that how you do it in America?
It's how we do it in my part of America. But we take off the strips when we put the planks away in stock.
Well, so do us. How long do you allow for seasoning timber?
A year for every inch of thickness.
Same here. You can't hurry an elm.
No, but some folks try to all the same.
Capitalists.
Can't stand to see their money lie idle apiece.
And the war?
Why the war?
Folks go mad. They cut oak at midsummer.
No.
I'm telling you, yes.
Oak should be cut in winter.
Of course.
Or the spring.
Right.
And beech in the fall.
And plank it out
at Christmas.
Yeah.
That's how my dad taught me.
Ah, you was well brought up. In the timber business, was you?
Lumber.
Oh.
My granddad had the first mill in our parts.
Yeah.
Dad, he was a cabinet maker. I cut my teeth on wood shavings. Dad, he made my cradle out of cedar of Lebanon. He said what was good enough for Solomon was good enough for a Johnson of Johnson County. Gee, I can smell that cedar now. Can I bum a ride off you, ma'am?
Jump in.
Looks like a good way to see the sights.
Just a minute, missy. We have our dinner at midday. I'd like to have you join us, Sergeant. That is, if you ain't got nothing better to do.
Thanks a lot. I'd be glad to.
Ah, that'll be fine.
Get up.
Hey, Mother!
Yes, Jim?
One extra for dinner.
I was thinking of a cottage pie, Jim.
Ah, well, think of a good big one.
Nice piece of weatherboarding, that watermill. I must ask the old gentleman who built it. I'll bet it was a Horton.
How did you manage to get round Mr. Horton in that way? I believe you are a detective.
We speak the same language.
I'm English, and I don't speak their language.
He knows about wood, see, and so do I.
That's it.
That was it.
Oh, look at that house. What a perfect place. I wonder whose it is. And what it's like at the back. Whoa! What wouldn't I give to grow old in a place like that?
Tom! Breakfast! Beats me. Last night I could have believed anything. But this morning, if ever a man looked right, he did.
Yeah, it don't add up.
Whoa!
But you know, Alison, things don't add up in life.
Look, Bob, are you positively off tonight?
Positively. But I'll see you before I go and tell you what I find out from old Jim Horton. What I'll find to do the rest of the afternoon, I don't know.
There's a movie. It's Saturday. They have a matinee.
What? Go to a single feature? Not me.
Write some postcards.
I'll have to do that to the folks from Canterbury.
Write to your girl.
I don't write my girl anymore.
How do you expect her to write to you if you don't write to her?
You've got that in reverse English. She doesn't write to me anymore, so I don't write to her.
That's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
Perhaps she has written.
I haven't had a letter in 7 weeks.
Sometimes the mail's lost by enemy action. A ship might have gone down.
Yes, a ship might have gone down. The address might have been wrong. There are a hell of a lot of Johnsons in the Army. Maybe she was ill. Maybe her mother was ill. I've had all the maybes. I cabled her. I haven't heard a thing. She was a swell girl, Alison. We used to talk. She liked the woods. She learned some of the bird calls I taught her real well for a girl. She caught her first rainbow with my rod, 2.5 pounds. She broiled it herself. We've been walking in the woods often, following the trail, and haven't said a word for 2 hours. And then both said the same thing together. What do you figure it means when that happens?
It means love.
It means no letter in 7 weeks. I don't believe this enemy action stuff. All the other fellows get letters from their girls. If a ship goes down, it can't just be that particular part of the ship where my letters are dumped that goes down, can it? Well, so long, Alison. I hope you don't mind my calling you by your first name.
I shall miss being called ma'am.
Time marches on. Which way does your road go, ma'am?
He knows. I hope up that hill.
Why that hill?
That's where the Pilgrim's Road runs.
Along that hill?
Yes. From the bend at the eastern edge of the hill, Pilgrim saw Canterbury for the first time.
You've seen it?
Yes. With a friend of mine.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
I hope he writes to you.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe the mail was lost by enemy action.
No, Bob. As it happens, he was lost by enemy action. He was a pilot.
Shot down?
Yes.
Sorry.
I'm Prudence Honeywood. My sister telephoned you were coming. She had to see you. We're short-handed here. Smiler brought you along all right, I hope?
Yes, Miss Honeywood?
Not afraid of work, are you?
No.
You tie sheaves?
Yes.
Cart muck?
Yes.
Split potatoes?
Yes.
Lead a harrow?
Not very straight.
Neither can I. You spud wheat?
Yes.
Spread lime?
If I have to.
You'll have to. Know anything about hops?
Not a thing.
Most of the hands are down in the fields today. You'd better stay here this morning. You can put your bag in that shed. See you a little later. Sue tells me you had a frightening experience last night.
Wasn't frightening. Just unpleasant. And annoying.
I thought so. It's happened to other girls. None of them died.
Morning, boss. Morning,
My sister likes to dramatize things. You know the type.
Do I know them?
Oh, do you or don't you?
I worked in a London store before the war.
Selling things?
Yes. Garden furniture. Picnic baskets, all that sort of thing.
Did you like the job?
Not much. It was better than selling ordinary furniture. I used to imagine my deck chairs in beautiful gardens. And my picnic baskets opened in the woods and fields.
So you like gardens in the country?
Mm.
Hope you won't miss your London store here.
I shan't.
You get up at sunrise.
You don't have to queue for the bus.
It's hot and sweaty this time of the year.
You should see the stores in August.
The flies are the very devil.
So were the customers.
That's your room over there. The end one. You won't get much of a view, I'm afraid.
You should have seen the view from my room in London.
Was it a long street with every house a different sort of sadness in it?
It was a long row of back gardens. And the tall, sad houses were all the same.
Dark in winter.
Airless in summer. You seem to know them.
The only man who ever asked me to marry him wanted me to live in a house like that. I'm still a maid.
Honeywood?
Call me Prue, you might as well. I don't like Prudence, name or quality. Prue and Sue, we've always been. She likes Susanna.
You spoke of other girls who had the same experience as I had last night. Do you know any of them?
Yes, I've one working in the hop yard. Phoebe Baker.
I'd like to talk to her.
Well, you'll see her when you take the dinner down.
What's for dinner? Scotch eggs and apple dumplings.
Good.
You're Phoebe Baker, aren't you?
And you're Alison Smith?
Yes.
Are you working for Prue?
Yes.
Where are you from?
London.
Oh, you got an uncle in London. He's a policeman. His father was a policeman, too. Very good dancer. The uncle, not the father.
Are you fond of dancing?
Am I? There aren't many boys around here who can tell their own feet from their partners. Lots of soldiers.
No good dancers among them?
I wouldn't go out with a soldier for £100.
Why?
The glue man's a soldier, everybody knows that.
He wears a soldier's uniform.
And what makes a civilian a soldier? A uniform. Besides, there weren't any old glue man here before the soldiers came.
Suppose he isn't a soldier.
What are you driving at?
Suppose he's a civilian. Someone in the village.
In uniform?
Supposing he wore a uniform to make the girls afraid to go out with soldiers.
That might be any one of a dozen. Might be a glue woman.
Why?
Don't be soft. Take Ernie's family.
Who's Ernie, another uncle?
No, my Ernie's with the 8th Army. Do you think his family like me going out with strange soldiers? But a girl must live.
I'm sure I'm right.
Well, suppose you are. Where does it get you? Why worry you weren't the first?
Do you know the other girls?
Of course. Dorothy Bird, she's the post girl. Susan Cummings, Polly Finn.
Hold on a tick. If nobody else cares, I'm going to find out what can be done about this glue business.
I can tell you that.
You can?
Hot water. Plenty of hot water.
I know that voice. Hey, Alison, this is Peter Gibbs. I thought you didn't get that job. Who'd you steal this cart from?
I'm working for Mrs. Foster. And if you don't take your carriers out of the road at once, I'll tell her what happened, and she'll report you to your CO.
CO's idea. You didn't know who was in the cart. I didn't even know it was a girl. You're just an objective.
I don't believe a word. And I'm in a hurry.
We're not. You're our prisoner, but we'll exchange you for some information. What have you been up to? Have you got a plan? What's Bob doing to earn his keep? Archie! This is Miss Alison Smith I told you about. Archie here had an Agnes.
A Gladys?
Well, go on, Archie, tell the tale.
Well, that's all there was to it. Love's young dream. Glue.
What next?
Well, there wasn't any next. She went home like a scalded cat.
And that was after dark?
Conditions were perfect. Until the glue man came.
What was the girl's name?
Gladys. She spelled it with a W. Class.
Gladys what?
How should I know? It wasn't a lasting friendship.
Anyway, it happened to her.
When? What date?
Not for Mo. Archie's my witness. I'll get all the dope. Okay, Archie. And talking of dope,
What's that?
Culpeper Institute, Chillingbourne. Admission free. Each Saturday at 7:30 p.m., a lecture illustrated by lantern slides will be given by Thomas Culpeper, J.P. For members of HM forces only, after the lecture, an open discussion will be held, smoking permitted. Attend the whole series and bring your friends. Admission free. They're stuck up all over the camp. That's the force in the series.
Well?
Well, how about it? We're useful.
It says members of HM forces only.
Well, aren't you in the army? Women's Land Army? Isn't that HM forces too?
Yes, it is, but the lecture's tonight.
Well, what's wrong with tonight?
I've got a job. I'm working here.
You are? Good.
It's my first day.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Nothing.
Well, can you be there?
Yes, I suppose I can if I finish in time.
Well, can you finish in time?
Yes, if it's important.
Important? The detective work, every clue is important.
What clue?
Did I say clue?
You did?
I meant clue. Don't be late.
Not heaven itself upon the past has power, but what has been, and I have had my hour.
Are you from the States?
Yes.
I got a brother there.
That's so?
Butt City.
Butt City?
Butt City, Montana.
Oh, yes, of course.
Name of Isaac Wells, maybe you know him.
Tall fellow?
Short and fat.
Can't place him.
Pretty.
Good evening.
Evening.
Coming to the lecture?
Yes, in a minute, sir.
I come from Three Sisters Falls, Oregon.
I come from the Seven Sisters Road, London. Put it there.
Pleased to meet you. You sure are a whole mess of sisters ahead of me.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm glad to see such a big house. The last time I was to speak, it was July the 11th, I think. An audience of one. He was reading his evening paper. I waited for a bit, then I asked him, shall I start? He said, start what? I said, didn't you come to hear me lecture? He said, no, I'm waiting for the pubs to open. Well, we waited till 5:30, then we adjourned the lecture and both went to the pub. Would some of you mind doing the blackout, please? Well, I hope there are going to be plenty of questions. Will somebody start the ball rolling now?
Yes, sir. May I ask why you want to lecture us at all, sir?
Well, you see, it's a form of human weakness. It's only human nature when you hear something interesting to want to pass it on to somebody else. Well, I know a lot of interesting things about this part of the country. I feel the urge to pass some of them on to you. Good evening. You'll find a place at the back there, I think. Oh, good evening, Sir Johnson. Would you like to join your two friends?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Miss Smith.
Good evening, Mr. Culpeper.
Say, won't you come back and join us?
Well, I wouldn't like to presume.
Sure, come on, we'd like it.
Straight?
Sure.
Very kind of well, sure. Don't mind if I do.
Friend of mine.
Greeting all.
Evening.
Good evening, son.
Big news. What? Tell you
Well, I was saying,
What about your
I know a lot of interesting
Brother,
things
you
about
can
this
take my... Shh.
I was born here, my father was born here. You're here because there's a war. You'd rather be in your own part of the country.
You're telling us.
That's why none of you like being here very much. But suppose there was peace again. And holidays again. But you'd like to spend your holidays in the beautiful and interesting part of the country. And if you were to ask any man who knew England well, where shall I go to? 10 to 1, he'd say, go to Kent. Well, you're in Kent.
And how?
Yes, where's the wife and kid?
Only passing through, I know. I don't know what you are in civil life. You might be cook, clerk, doctor, lawyer, merchant. Let me remind you that as much as 600 years ago, doctors and lawyers, and clerks and merchants were passing through here on the old road, which we call the Pilgrim's Way.
And cooks.
Yes, and cooks too.
Blimey, Cook's tour.
These ancient pilgrims came to Canterbury to ask for a blessing or to do penance. You, I hope, are on your way to secure blessings for the future. Any questions?
I was thinking, sir.
Yes?
What have we got to do with this old road and the people who traveled along it 600 years ago?
Yeah. Isn't the house you were born in the most interesting house in the world for you? Don't you want to know how your father lived? And his father?
That's all right, but how do we know it really happened?
Well, there are more ways than one of getting close to your ancestors. Follow the old road, and as you walk, think of them and of the old England. They climbed Chillingbourne Hill just as you did. They sweated and paused for breath just as you did today. And when you see the bluebells in the spring and the wild thyme and the broom and the heather, you're only seeing what their eyes saw. You ford the same rivers, same birds are singing. When you lie flat on your back and rest and watch the clouds sailing, as I often do, you're so close to those other pilgrims that you can hear the thrumming of the hoofs of their horses and the sound of the wheels on the road and their laughter and talk and the music of the instruments they carried. And when I turned the bend of the road, where they too saw the towers of Canterbury, I feel I've only to turn my head to see them on the road behind me.
Like it?
How about you?
Makes a nice change.
Now I'd like to show you some drawings and photographs of things we found in recent excavations.
Hey, Bob, movies.
I don't like free shows. Something always goes wrong.
First, I'll show you the bend on the Pilgrim's Road.
See?
Sorry, I always do that. Somebody mind undoing the blackout? Oh, thanks. Perhaps our friend will be able to fix it.
He only looks after 3 bend carriers.
Pity, I shall only be able to show half the slides. By the way, if any of you are really interested, drop in at my house at any time and have a chat.
Thank you.
Are you interested, Miss Smith?
Why shouldn't you be? I'm interested too. Otherwise we wouldn't be here, right?
Right.
What interests you especially?
Well, what you were saying. Of course, we know we don't know anything about that sort of thing.
Oh, yes, we do.
Do we?
We know all about the old road. We know that the Pilgrims weren't the first to use it.
Quite right. In Surrey, it was used by the Romans. Here in Kent, it certainly goes back to the Iron Age.
I thought this was the Iron Age.
Pipe down. It's very interesting.
A geologist found some Belgian coins not far from here some time ago. Last time I was in London, I inquired at the British Museum about them, but I'm afraid they have no record.
I have them.
You have them?
Yes. They were left to me by the man who found them.
I'd be very grateful if one day you'd let me see the coins.
Anytime. After my luggage gets here.
I wouldn't keep them very long.
I'm going to give them to this museum.
Not for you.
Thank you. Very much obliged. May I ask for the blackout again, please? Here we go. The bend on the Pilgrim's Road.
Okay. I think I'm late. Gee, I forgot.
What?
The proof. I've got it.
Tell us about it.
Not here. Topography plays an important part in my expose. Hi, buddy. Have a cigar? Is this Charing Street?
That's right.
Leading into Marketplace?
That's right.
That building there is the town hall?
That's right.
Now, Mr. Culpepper's office is the second-story window?
That's right.
Thanks.
Are you by any chance the village idiot?
That's right.
Neil!
Anyway, he is right. I checked it this afternoon.
So where does it get us?
You'll see. Now, we came down this street.
Yeah, that's right.
We didn't see a light in the town hall.
That's right.
You're killing me. When we were in the town hall, the police found Mr. Culpepper in his office. Later, I saw him there, and so did you.
That's right.
Oh. When I was with him in his office, the janitor or somebody tapped on the window and said we were showing a light outside. I saw him pull the curtain myself.
That's very interesting.
We hadn't seen a light, so it follows...
That he wasn't in his office.
And that he was in such a hurry to draw the curtain when he got back that he never noticed that...
That's right.
Ah, that's the first real clue we've had, Alison.
Yes. I still can't believe that he's the glue man. Oh, what motive could he possibly...
Is that a bus?
Sounds like it.
Well, come on, we must run. See you tomorrow after church, Alison.
Don't worry about it, folks. Good night.
Peter's like the camels in reverse. Always going and never coming. Cigarette?
Thank you. That was clever of you to work that out.
Yes, wasn't it? Make a swell letter home. Bob Johnson, Sal's Village Mystery. But I forgot. I don't write at home anymore.
We shall need the watchman's evidence. You didn't even hear what I said.
I'm sorry, Allison, but I just can't forget that girl. Fellow goes to war and into all kinds of dangers, and
What do you find so dangerous just now?
I don't mean just now. But I mean you go and fight in a foreign country, and I bought her some writing paper. I write her every time we stop, and not one line from that blonde. I guess Ma was right. She says blondes are no good. What color's your hair, Allison?
Blonde.
No kidding. Come on, I'll take you home. And tomorrow I'm going to organize the local guerrillas. Hello there. Can I speak to you for a minute?
Yes, me. You got not shouting.
You bet. What's cooking?
A battle. Combined operation. Backpedal.
I get it. Say, Colonel.
General Holmes. This is Commander Todd, in charge of our landing craft.
Mind if I come aboard?
Next door. At your own risk, of course.
Sure.
In this side.
Here I come. Can we have a talk now?
I'll put my scout ashore. Okay, onto the bank. Would you mind taking a paddle?
Sure. General. Nice work.
But for more than us.
Sure, why didn't you pick sides?
'Cause my men must have berries, and I've only got 6 handkerchiefs.
Well, that's different. Now the battle's over. Would your 2 armies lease lend you 2 generals for a while?
What's lease lend?
Never ask that question again, son. If the isolationists were to hear you back home, they'd be mighty sore.
Who are the isolationists?
Short-sighted folks.
Why don't they buy spectacles?
From what I hear, that's just what they are doing. Now here's 2 quarters.
He means 2 shillings.
1 for each army. The smaller army will get a bigger share, but that's right, too. Catch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there some place around here we could have a powwow?
On the hill.
Looks like this isn't the first time this place has seen a battle.
No.
Now, see here. You've heard about the glue man, haven't you? Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. Nor am I.
Good, because I'm on his trail.
The glue man?
Yes,
You want to catch him.
that's the idea. Now, if this was the States, every kid in the village would lend a hand to get him.
Who?
I'll tell you. I want you to help me check some things. Are you game?
Yes?